the I Like Wrestling podcast.
You see what I did there?
Are you gonna start?
No, yeah.
Are you real right now?
The greatest general manager. Jesus. I'll allow it.
That's peon moves.
Yep, I like wrestling.
Greetings from parts unknown. My name is Sonny and today I am joined by the unpopular review guys. And April.
Let's go.
And like I said, we're also joined by April. So anyway, actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me do it like I normally do.
There we go.
Greetings from parts unknown. And today I am joined by
The executive consultant of Unpopular Reviews, Chris.
And I'm also joined today by
the executive consultants. I fucked that up. All right. The administrator, Stephane. Thank you very much.
And finally, we are also joined today by
The Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. This is April. You heard?
So
Oh, Lord.
we're here for a post-NXT Takeover edition of Unpopular Review combined with the Yep, I Like Wrestling podcast. And we're here just to hang out, talk shit, have some fun, and recap what was a pretty good NXT Takeover in Phoenix. So going around the table, I want to start off with Chris. Chris, give me your thoughts on today's event.
Oh, I thought it was a tremendous event. I mean, you saw a lot of progressions coming up. I want to give a quick shout out to Ricochet. His loss actually was a win for him as he's going to go. Yes. His loss was actually a win for him as he is going to go in and challenge for the NXT Championship. That was a good W there. I'm a little disappointed about the War Raiders beating the Undisputed Era. But, I mean, like I said, it was a tremendous event. NXT TakeOver always delivers. They always over-deliver. And we're going to see how well WWE can follow up with that tomorrow with the Royal Rumble.
All right, cool. So, going next to April, please tell me what you thought of today's NXT.
I loved it. NXT obviously always puts on a great show. Of course, I got 2 out of 5 of my predictions, but it's okay. I am iffy with Ricochet losing because I love him, but like they said, he deserves better, and I can't wait to see him going for, the main belt. Everyone else was good. I'm sad my man Aleister Black lost it again, and then Bianca, I was having faith in her. I didn't like her, but I have faith in her, and she fucked me over with this man. But it's okay. It's okay. Overall,
What man was in the event? What man was
Shayna Blazer, do you not look at
Shayna
her?
Baszler is not a man.
Have you looked at her?
I have looked at her.
There's nothing. I'm sorry.
she's not a-
Anyways, it was.
Those are the thoughts and
Thank
opinions of April, and they
Thank
do not
you.
represent the
Get rid of my claims. Disclaimer. There we go.
And April is wearing the disclaimer shirt, which is available exclusively on Amazon.com. Search Yep, I Like Wrestling. Moving on.
I thought it was a phenomenal event. I think everybody has said it around the table. My highlight of the night had to be DIY. Maybe reforming, they're planting the seeds to that, and I feel like I wore the perfect shirt because DIY is back, so I'm plugging my own shirt here. But yes, Ricochet did eat a loss to Johnny Gargano, which was an extremely great loss for him. I think that he is going to move on to bigger and better things, as Chris said. Shayna Baszler tore Bianca Belair's ass up. Yes, Patrick, I said it. It was me. So it was an amazing pay-per-view. I think we got all of our predictions right, except for the War Raiders taking it, I think, Chris, right?
Yeah, I mean, Undisputed Era had to take an L, so War Raiders can solidify their progression that they're going to the main roster, I think, a little bit after WrestleMania. So they had to get the titles. But they'll lose the Undisputed Era in like 2 months. Mark my words on that.
Horrible.
right,
Horrible. No faith.
All I'm
No
going to say is this.
Mm.
I didn't do that well on my picks because I picked Undisputed Era to win. Obviously, they lost. Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno, because I was being tormented on episode 61 of the Yep I Like Wrestling podcast, I didn't get a chance to make a pick because they were making fun of me too much. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Then, that was Baron Corbin and Jace. And my other picks, I picked Johnny Gargano to win, which was right spot. I picked Shayna to win. I also picked Aleister Black to win. So I didn't.
I'm surprised by that.
Why?
If you watched the show when we were on, and
Aleister Black doesn't need the title right now.
Yeah, but
Tommaso Ciampa needs the title.
Yeah, but you know what?
True.
Tara was talking about, change Ciampa's name to Ciampa Dick. So I was like, yeah, I'm not picking Ciampa.
Oh yeah, Ciampa Dick.
I picked Aleister Black.
Oh Lord.
So suck up that,
Isn't somebody's name? I hear somebody's name supposed to be Dick or something like that. Buddy Murphy. Okay.
Dick.
Because Teddy breaks it down in episode 61. So if you want to know why Buddy Murphy is called Dick, check out episode 61 and listen to what Teddy gives the explanation of why it is.
Teddy is watching right now. He says, "Oh, Sonny Sofrito." I can imagine how he says that right now. Oh, Sonny. Can I ask a quick question real quick? I'm seeing two people talk about it, and yes, I'm watching at the same time. Bianca Belair got robbed. Patrick, of course, was one of them that said it. I'm trying to figure out how Bianca got robbed. She lost fair and square to Shayna Baszler, who did a great job. I don't understand. How did she get robbed?
Patrick's logic on that is that if she did not win tonight, she got robbed. It was going to be by hook or crook. He's going to make every kind of excuse. He's going to say Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke came in and did their thing. And at every point that they came in, they were shut out of the ring or injured. So that made a non-factor in that match. So she lost clean. She got choked out about 4 or 5 times in that match. That's what I saw.
I can barely hear you, but you so eloquently said.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
That Bianca Belair got choked out. Yes, she got choked out because she is overrated. And she got proven that when she lost tonight to Shayna Baszler, who is not a man.
He is a man.
She's not a man.
I am with you. That is a man.
Oh, fuck! So I just want to make.
She got robbed by 3 white men.
Oh,
Teddy.
fuck. Bullshit.
All I want to say is this. Stephane, you sound like you're being muffled with a pillow. I'm just saying.
Just start writing stuff and just point.
We need to get you some tea. We're gonna do
one tea, please.
Yeah, and honestly, that match was not as mind blowing as I was expecting it to be. The best match of the night definitely was the Ricochet match.
Oh yeah,
Ricochet
definitely.
Gargano, that they blew it away. Second best, probably the opening match with War Raiders and Undisputed Era.
That was a great match.
I also did like the Matt Riddle Cassius Ohno match. Something about it.
I feel like
it didn't catch my attention
from the whole event.
You know what it was? It was just that it was really uncomfortable to see some of the hits that they did.
Yeah.
Like when he had Matt Riddle's face under the apron and he just kicking him. Yeah, honestly, I seen that shit in the hood. Man.
Oh, shit got real. Shit got real.
I've seen that shit on 122nd Street.
Was it in the Bronx?
No, 122nd Street.
in the Bronx.
Insulting my bro right now.
It's Harlem?
Yeah, that's Harlem.
You gotta teach me this New York stuff.
No. East Harlem, stand up and kick and knock down.
No, them kicks were real. Especially when you come on your little tighty whities and no chanclas, shit's gonna get real.
Yeah.
But I didn't appreciate biting his toe. That was nasty.
Oh, that was disgusting.
That was just nasty.
That was disgusting. If you have a foot fetish, leave that at home.
Yes.
I want to see that on national television.
Shout out to Teddy. So, moving on, let's talk about. Well, we're gonna jump all around, but DIY. I will now refer to them as Diomo. DIOMO. Doing it on my own, because they did it on my own.
Yes.
Each of them. So call them Diomo.
Right.
Diomo. Not some. No Diomo, son. No. it's Diomo, like, you know, doing it on my own.
Yeah, they definitely did it on their own, and they did it cleanly against two of the biggest baby faces in NXT currently right now, Ricochet and Aleister Black. So that was tremendous. But I do believe Velveteen Dream's coming after Ciampa next before Ricochet ends it with it.
That's another thing. Why did Velveteen Dream come out of a SUV or limo, whatever the hell it was?
I heard somebody reference The Godfather and said, "Yo, ask him about all those hoes."
Yeah.
So at that exact moment, I thought to myself, "Okay, this is getting a little bit weird," but it was a good way.
Yeah.
It was a good way to bring him onto the show when he wasn't on the card, and I thought it was a smart move. So I appreciated seeing him there. I definitely did. I know the NXT universe did too.
And I'm sure they did. They didn't have Adam Cole out there at all. I'm not even sure if he was in the
Yeah.
building.
That was surprising.
Yeah,
I was very surprised with that.
Very surprised. They had Bobby Fish come out with the Undisputed Era, but not Adam Cole. I don't know if they said that maybe they didn't want to have him take a loss. I don't really understand it. But Velveteen Dream there was pretty much to make the universe happy because he came out and made more of an appearance after the show. So,
with that said, what would you give a ranking as far as this show of NXT Takeover Phoenix compared to other shows?
I'm going to probably be in an unpopular side of this one. I honestly think this NXT Takeover is on the weaker side of all the other NXT Takeovers I've seen over the last year and a half.
Okay.
So I'll give it a B.
Would it be?
April?
Well, since I started watching NXT more earlier this year, I've only seen a couple of takeovers, so I'll probably give it about like a B+, only because I'm still, learning more about NXT and I'm watching it more. So I give this one a B+. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what's going to come in 2019.
I'm going to probably be extremely popular here because I'm going to say as the first NXT takeover of this year, and also like the first one that one of my best friends is watching this year, I'm going to give this one an A because DIY definitely did their thing on their own. So it was pretty big. It was a big event for me, so I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Y tú, Sonny?
For me, I got to give it definitely I would say A-. Great, and the thing is that this is an A- in a class of many A's and A+, because they're, the NXT cards are always stellar, but definitely not as great as some of the past ones, but still great nonetheless. So yeah, I thought it was a really good card, and there's actually some, I want to rewatch that Ricochet Gargano match because there was some crazy spots in it.
So good.
And also the opening match with War Raiders and Undisputed Era, only because
that was great.
I missed a lot of that match because I was actually running around doing some stuff. But I caught the end, I caught the beginning, and it was a great match. Another thing about that opening match, the entrance for
War Raiders.
That was great.
That confused the hell out of most people because we were all in the back and everybody thought it was Aleister Black. And then when you saw the night,
Please stop saying.
when you saw it was the night,
I didn't think it was.
I never thought it was Aleister Black.
I didn't think so.
A table full of people like, is that Aleister Black next to us?
A table full of people had shots before they got here because that was Aleister Black.
I did not think that was Aleister Black.
It was
not
a
at all.
crazy opening. It was an amazing
Oh, it
opening.
was great. It was very great.
But you know what's so funny about that opening? I felt like it was on the level of a actual Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Or of a WrestleMania.
Yes.
I mean, it was there was a pretty great entrance considering, with the theatrics and everything and the fog. I mean, I thought it was really dope, especially the camera work.
It was the only one of its kind too on the show.
Awesome.
The War Raiders got their own patented entrance, and everybody else was just walking out normally like they would on a normal taping of NXT. So it was extremely surprising to see that they did that for that one team. And not anybody else. So.
Yeah, and even seeing that just got me even excited. Like, oh shit! Now they got this whole big entrance. I didn't see it on NXT. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready. You got me all hyped up, so I was ready for this. I loved it.
Like I said, I was gonna be jumping back and forth on stuff. So sorry that is not in sequence. But another thing that just popped into my head: Why did Bianca Belair not use her hair as a weapon?
Yeah,
She did.
She did.
Oh, so was that when I was taking a shot?
Yes. So when you cocked your head back, she did it really quickly, and then she got pulled out to the mat. So
Alcohol wins again with
She
Sonny.
actually left a mark on.
Oh, she scratched the shit out of her.
I'm glad you said her. That was the proper.
The one time. The one time she could get it.
But yeah, she did. She did. But she had to because Shayna Baszler was using Bianca Belair's hair more than Bianca Belair's.
I was waiting for Bianca to rip that shit off and just start beating her. I don't care if she was gonna get disqualified. I was ready for it.
You know what? And it's not because I picked Shayna. I just want to see Shayna rip that shit off and just beat her.
I was waiting for somebody to rip that shit
the
off.
scary part in the match where she had her hair and she pulled her through the ring rope. So it was like one of those moments where it's like, oh my god.
Can I ask you something? Why didn't she use the theme song from Willow? Is it Willow Smith?
I want my hair back. I was actually waiting to hear the whip and then the nay. I was waiting for that she whipped it.
Yeah,
I was waiting for that. I don't think it was ratchet enough for Bianca Belair. That song's definitely not ratchet enough. Sonny, you definitely are going. We're jumping all over the place. Let me tell you right now. I got Teddy saying NXT was a solid D.
He loves that shit though. He loves that shit though. So it's good.
You know what? Those are the comments and opinions of Teddy, and they do not represent the thoughts or opinions or the comments of Yep, I Like Wrestling.
He only called it a D because Ricochet lost.
George gives it a B. Of course, Stephane would give it an A. Another person says A minus. Teddy says, "Let me put on my surprise face. Sonny was drinking." And Teddy also says Ricochet gets a D from me.
Hey,
prove that. You can't prove that.
this is apple juice. So,
Oh Lord.
Are you sure about that?
it tastes like apple with some alcohol in it. So we got a little bit of time left. What we're gonna do is, because this is an unpopular review and we're actually on location, we're actually gonna ask some people to ask some questions here live and ask the crew some questions. So can we get one person that would like to step up and ask a question right now?
Figures. Which one?
You were talking all the time. Just
Word, come on.
I'm trying to be nice about that.
No, come on. I'm gonna pick somebody out. Come on out here. You were over here holding the NXT title and all that other stuff. Come on.
Wait, where's your
Where's the belt? Bring out the belt.
It wasn't his.
Wait, whose belt was it?
You bought the
Somebody else's.
You stole someone's title. Nope.
That is terrible.
Go ahead.
All right. Ask the guys from Unpopular Review something. Or April.
All right. Actually, this is for
Identify yourself. What's your name?
All right. My name is. I'm Shaquille, and
O'Neal. Sorry.
I get that a lot.
Sorry, I had to do it. My bad.
Yeah, I get that a lot from
Are you
people.
Shaquille Cole Cephas?
Yes, I am.
Thank you for being a viewer and commenting, even though you're standing right there.
Yes. But
Pulling double duty.
He's a super supporter.
yeah. But like, I have a question, and this is actually regarding Gargano and Ciampa. How do you think the ending would affect the road to take over Brooklyn, given that both of them have championships now?
I love that question for the simple fact that I'm a DIY fan, like a super fan, and seeing how full circle this storyline has come, I know that now that they're both champions, they're going to work together. It's going to be for a little bit until one of them loses the championship, and I'm imagining that they have their final blow-off match for the NXT championship at NXT Brooklyn. Takeover Brooklyn. That's my prediction. That may or may not happen, so don't bet on it, but I think that definitely could. It's a possibility. So
I'm definitely all DIY stuff. I lead to him because he's a big fan of it. Tommaso Ciampa, he's going to lose that title in NXT Brooklyn. I think Johnny Gargano is going to do the same thing, only because Johnny Gargano has a huge future.
Please do not say it.
In 205 Live. When he goes, he is going to 205 Live and he's going to run it.
Time, without fail, you say that.
Yo, 205 is gonna be lit.
205 is lit.
So after that match with Ricochet, I'm calling him Johnny Assassin from now on because the
That's
way
fine.
he took that title from
And
him,
he's going to
Johnny
kill each and
Assassin,
every
bro.
single cruiserweight on that purple brand.
Well,
They're all gone.
They
They're all gone.
like Mustafa Ali, right? So
Mustafa Ali went to SmackDown, so they can
but
release
he got
that
called
part of
up
205
eventually,
Live and Johnny
exactly.
Gargano. That was an excellent question, though. Thank you very much. I'm upset that it was DIY because I don't like them, but still, you made
That's an unpopular opinion. Thank you very
Made
much.
him a very, very happy man.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch some DIY matches. That's one thing I gotta do. I got some homework to do.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I didn't really watch them when they were together. So when I heard they was actually a tag team, I was like, I gotta see how this works. 'Cause they're two completely different people, two different styles. So I was like, I got some things to do.
I would totally recommend you watch DIY in their series of matches against the Revival.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I want to see the Revival when they were actually good. Okay.
Wow.
One of their last tag team matches against the Revival. I remember it clearly. It was one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
I got homework.
Yeah. Believe it or not, Revival used to be good. So
Yeah.
they are good Bears.
They just think you're treated like shit.
You know what? FTR. So on to our next person. We got George also here, who's down to ask something to the crew right here. So George, feel free to with your
Another undisputed.
George.
You still got the sticker on too, so you're ready for it.
All right.
Turn it now.
Oh shit!
Holy shit!
Shout out to David, our
R. Kelly?
our
I thought you were going to say it. He said David. I'm like, R. Kelly, what?
his name is not David R. Kelly.
I thought you were going to say
No.
I ain't drinking no more. I'm
That's
good.
illegal. Some different TV shows.
Well, you know what? Hold up, real quick. Those are the thoughts and opinions of April, and they do not represent the thoughts or opinions.
I will
of Yep,
take
Like
my
Wrestling.
disclaimers proudly.
Hence,
my disclaimer shirt
today.
Exactly.
All right, so George, please, what do you have to ask?
So to the group, do you think that there was anything particularly missing tonight from this show? And I preface this by saying that if you watched NXT, the last show before the pay-per-view, they clearly set up a Velveteen Dream versus Adam Cole match. And I felt like that was really missing from this show. And eventually they're going to have to fight. So how does that affect the future going into the next NXT Takeover, which will be before WrestleMania?
Okay, so first off, you asked about what was missing, and then also about. The reason why I'm repeating what you're saying is in case the audio didn't get picked up on the live, and also on the on this right here, on the recorder. So missing. What do you think, Chris?
Missing definitely was Adam Cole. He's one of your most over people in NXT, and he was not out there. He could have at least been out there for the tag team match. But like I said before, I don't think they wanted him out there to take the L along with the Undisputed Era for some reason. I think they thought it was going to hurt him. So that was definitely the main thing missing. Besides that, I mean, I would love to see Io Shirai in there, but it wasn't her time. It had to be Bianca Belair's time to take that L. So those are the things I think was missing.
Yeah, that's one thing I gotta say, especially from like the last NXT episode. You know, we saw the Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, amazing match. You know, the build up with Velveteen Dream and Adam Cole. I'm loving the build ups, but because it was before, we already had our feuds with everyone that was fighting tonight. So these are gonna be building up until the WrestleMania weekend, their next takeover, and I'm ready for what the storylines are gonna come.
I would say same as everybody. Adam Cole and definitely Velveteen Dream. Even if he was in the building, we wanted to see him in the ring. It was very important to see that match. So not having that match was a great letdown to everybody who was expecting to see that match because of the build on Wednesday. So that is probably the biggest omission from this one. But they could always do it the next pay-per-view, the next takeover rather.
Sonny?
Missing Velveteen Dream, because I don't count that him coming out of a car as a big deal.
He always got to make a show.
That was great.
I loved it.
I mean, I ain't gonna front. I was like, "Ooh, who's that?" And then I was like, "Ooh." No, but seriously, after that, I'm thinking, all right, is he gonna show up for one of the other matches? And it didn't happen. So I think he was definitely missing. And as far as going forward, I mean, I'm just looking forward to Brooklyn, man. I don't care what happens. I think Brooklyn's just gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 All right. This is Yep, I Like Wrestling, not RuPaul Drag Race. Because all I hear every time I walk in my neighborhood and they're doing viewing parties at every single restaurant in my neighborhood is yes, yes.
We gotta have like a yes, I Like Wrestling takeover one day.
You know what?
That's a fact.
I can see it happening.
It's gonna be coming up soon.
Yeah.
Yes, I Like Wrestling.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
So, all right. Anybody else would like to say something? Ask something? Hey, welcome everybody.
Come on, Cam.
That's
All right, so
Go ahead. Show off the vest.
this goes out to Teddy, our general manager. 205 Live will not be coming to PBS. All right, he commented, it will not be coming to PBS Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. Oh shit! You ignorant bastard!
Damn!
You said
Damn, tell how you really feel.
Thank you for the Intercontinental Championship. Yep, I Like Wrestling title shot that I never got. All right, but
Wait. Why are you talking to the camera? Talk to us, bro. Ask us something.
Right.
This isn't
How
Kenny.
is-
He needs to make sure Teddy knows.
how is everyone gonna feel if Baron Corbin actually wins the Royal Rumble?
I would gladly answer
And
that
I'm
question.
standing there. And if he actually wins, I'm saying if.
That's a big if. That's a big if.
Actually wins. Hold on.
5 seconds.
This is the camera shot. This is the money shot.
I'm sorry.
This is the money shot here.
Real quick. That was our time for today. Thank you. Seriously.
If Baron Corbin actually pulls through and actually wins the Royal Rumble, how are you going to feel as I'm standing there in the middle of Jack Dempsey's doing this?
I'm being
How do you
disappointed.
feel?
Disappointed. No, he gotta
I'm not gonna lie.
go. No.
I'm not going to lie.
Wait,
I feel disappointed,
no,
but
let-
I'm going
let-
to
let-
feel fucking spectacular.
All right.
That's cool.
Let's answer your question, and we'll go around the table. So, starting with Chris, how would you feel if Baron Corbin wins
As
the Royal Rumble?
an unbiased corresponding reporter for Unpopular Reviews, I can seriously tell you,
Unbiased.
I will be frequently ecstatic if Baron Corbin wins the Royal Rumble.
Yes!
Yes!
Give me some!
Yes! Because
Yes!
not only is
You
he
heard it here first on Yep, I Like Wrestling.
Hold it. Not only is he the greatest Raw general manager of his
Yes!
He is the perfect person to win the Universal Championship from
He's gotta come
Brock
off.
Lesnar. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
No, matter of fact, you know what? Let's go.
Wait.
I want some of that.
All right. We got Chris. All
Because I want some of that.
right, hold on. We got Chris. That was your opinion.
That's my opinion.
And his opinion.
No, so that was your unbiased. Okay, what is your biased opinion?
Yeah.
I'm not a bias. I am completely unbiased. Baron Corbin is not my favorite wrestler.
All right.
Yes.
Now, April, what will be your reaction?
No. When he started his whole general manager shit, I was done. I was over it. No, if he wins, I'm gonna be really upset. But if,
But you
and that's
gotta hold
if.
that L.
No, I'll never take. I take the L home, not the L to go home. But
Let
You gotta
him
remember, he's the Andre the Giant winner.
anyways,
So is Big Show.
thank you.
Big Show.
Anyways,
And United States
And Matt Hardy.
United States champion.
look at that.
And Matt Hardy.
Exactly.
So what? All right, hold on. Let him finish.
But if, and that's if, he does win the Universal Championship, I will not be mad because that belt is a piece of shit. So you know what? Give it to him. Brock Lesnar ruined the fucking belt. So you know what? Give the fucking belt to a piece of shit fucking person. Thank you.
All right, but what if he picks Daniel Bryan? Wait. What if he picks Daniel Bryan?
Won't be mad.
Oh, okay. All right, so far we have ecstatic, no,
Starting the no movement.
and Stephane.
There was absolutely no pressure. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I actually tried to broker a deal to come over to the podcast because I don't understand your opinion. I would feel so robbed. I would feel as robbed as Patrick feels that
Bianca
Belair.
Yeah.
Was
Damn, you already forgot her name?
She ate the pin, and that was it. That's it. Move on to the next one. And by the way, bro, that was the hardest slap. I don't know if you saw April's face. She, like, as soon as she slapped the table, she was like,
The love was real for that fucking man.
I feel like they wouldn't have a place. They're building so many potential storylines with so many potential people that could possibly win, and he is not one of them. He is, like, not right now. It's not his time. I do see him being a future Universal Champion. I'll give him that, but not at the moment. I don't see him surpassing Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, or anybody else. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is the front runner to win right now.
Yo, and not only that, he's the only motherfucker on the Raw roster who actually has a fucking shot at beating Brock, unlike some demon motherfucker.
Don't you dare, bro! Don't disrespect!
Wait, I mean, I'm just saying, Rollins is a piece of big
Sonny, can you get a disclaimer thing?
That was shots fired right there.
Don't you dare!
WrestleMania, bro.
Don't you dare!
This was like a lot of I kind of feel like I'm in the Bronx right now because I was some shots.
I'm going to try shit. Fuck it.
I'm going to say my feeling. I'll be scared because we'll be here at Jack Demsey's for our Royal Rumble viewing party. And I know that shit's gonna start a fucking riot.
Ruby Riot is in the women's Royal Rumble, not in the men's Royal Rumble.
No. I'm not talking about a riot with two T's. I'm talking about an actual riot.
A riot with one T.
The riot
that matters.
Like calling the cops up the block and they're gonna be coming there in riot gear and shit.
You know what? Speaking of men,
everybody's gonna be chanting, yeah,
you know what kind of crossed my mind? I'm thinking, what if the man enter the men's Royal Rumble?
This is something that actually
for the men's Royal Rumble.
Stephane's brought up. Sadie brought it up.
I would love it.
The man.
She's the man.
And what I said earlier, which
Becky
kind of
said the man, right?
Exactly.
She has transcended what it means. She's at a level where gender doesn't matter. She's just on top of her game as an in-ring talent on the mic. She literally makes every action she makes believable. And literally her match at TLC, her match with Charlotte at Evolution, any match she's been in for the latter part of last year was amazing.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel that way.
Sure about
Talk about after SummerSlam?
Are you sure that her matches are amazing or her matches because she's in the ring with Charlotte?
I'm a
Every single one of her matches has been with Charlotte.
Check it out.
Name a good match she had without Charlotte.
Man, I'm a Charlotte Flair fan.
Name a good match she had without
all the credit in the world. But one person can't carry the entire match. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
You know what? I agree with both of you a little bit, but damn, son, you know, you just did remind me that every single match that I really like
with Becky
she
had with Charlotte.
has been with
Charlotte.
They always put on great matches.
But it's
always
But could she go in and have a one-on-one match with Peyton Royce and you still say that every single one of her matches?
All right, so you know what? Let's do it like
Peyton
this.
Royce ain't that good.
Here's a proper
so
comparison.
I see where you're coming from.
Here's a proper comparison. If you take the sum of all of Charlotte's matches and the sum of all of Becky's matches, which were you more satisfied by?
Charlotte.
I'm gonna definitely go with Charlotte because I'm a Charlotte fan.
Which completely contradicts what you just said.
But it definitely is Charlotte.
Charlotte's on another level.
If y'all think about it, I feel like last year was Charlotte's best year on the main roster, and in terms of matches, because if you look at her, and even going back to her matches on the Raw roster, because like if you think about it, you look at her matches with, I feel like her match with Ruby Riott, because I feel like her match with Ruby Riott last year was actually a little bit more underrated than people give it credit for.
Okay.
I think it was sneaky good, and then I felt like WrestleMania 34, her and Asuka had match of the night.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah, of course.
Bar none.
Okay, so like that was the thought about Charlotte's matches and Becky's matches.
That's true.
Now, Charlotte's promos and Becky's promos.
I mean, I'll go with Becky's promos.
Of course.
Becky.
So it's
especially
crazy.
lately. Come on.
Well, I mean, the stuff that Becky's been doing lately is everybody's just stopping and just waiting.
I have an unpopular opinion on that. I'm going to go with Charlotte. And the reason I'm going to go with Charlotte is because what the hell does Becky say? in her promos.
You know what's funny? It's Becky's promos are like Seinfeld. They're about nothing, but
Exactly.
they're fucking awesome though.
But she says absolutely nothing. She comes out,
But
every
they
time I
still
come
good.
in the ring, I make something happen. Every time the man does this, the man does that. She doesn't say anything in her promos.
But is
it's
what
annoying
she's
to me.
saying? But is what she's saying true? Is she not the
Is
most
Baron
sought after
Corbin
superstar?
always talk
Wait,
about the fact that he's the best
answer my
wrestler?
question before you
Most popular-
answer
Yeah,
my
but
question, but now with a
WWE.
question. Is she literally one of the most relevant female superstars or superstars overall on the main roster currently? Is
Yes, yes.
Oh, definitely.
And just
No, Ronda Rousey.
and just to touch on your whole thing about Baron Corbin
Nope.
and the stuff that he says, it's hard to take someone seriously when their voice sounds like the combination of Brie Bella and John Laurinaitis.
Dead.
All right, thank you. Your last one, you thought that was funny? All right, thank you. Thank you.
I was going to invite him to sit down.
Now,
I'm just saying.
all right, first of all, Becky Lynch, I give her all
I'm
the
the
credit.
GM.
I give Sonny, we go.
You have to listen
Sonny,
to me.
We
Because I am the
where's your
GM.
where's your
Oh my
God! Nothing. No one understands what she's talking about. I completely agree with you, George. You're making sense tonight. Thank you very much
What
for that
the
comment.
hell?
But the bottom line is, I honestly think that Becky is a tremendous athlete. I don't believe she belongs in the Men's Royal Rumble. She's still a woman. At the end of the day, she can be the man, but she's still a woman.
But-
She don't belong.
It would just be a nice surprise. It would be a nice
But
surprise.
she's going to get thrown immediately
But
out.
let me ask you a question.
Yeah, no, but the
Because
thing is,
she's
you know,
still
you-
fulfilling
no,
that
you-
persona.
No, but I got a better. You see, it's all in the booking. I got a better way to book it. Let's say we get to R-Truth at number 30. And you see
comes out.
R-Truth on the floor. And when and I don't call her Wendy like Wendy Styles and shit. My bad. No. And then Becky. So you see R-Truth on the floor, and then you see Becky walk over him with the man t-shirt on. She starts walking to the ring.
And they all looking at her like, the fuck? They're gonna stop fighting just to watch her come.
The crowd pops. She's about to get into the ring,
And Ronda's actually.
and then Ronda comes out and fucks her up.
You know,
I like that.
what I did hear
I
on the
allow that.
Wrestling podcast, what I did hear recently, I can't remember if it was 61 or 60, but somebody suggested, I think it was you, that she, at WrestleMania, she comes out of her SUV, and Stone Cold Steve
Yes.
Austin's at the end of the hallway and just gives her a nod. And
It
I
was-
I would love it. It was the
I
last
thought
one.
that was a great segment that could happen at WrestleMania.
It was. I think it was either Paige or Teddy that said it, but I was the one that kept on saying it has to be a nod because I think Paige was saying, "Oh, he shares a beer with her," and I'm like, "Nah."
I would love the nod.
Less
Nod
is
is a
the
more.
nod is, yeah, the nod is
Nod.
They just make that eye contact,
Yeah.
give it, and just keep it moving,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
respect. I
Because
love it.
because the thing is that they're too cool to have more than that.
Yeah.
Because that's the way you're positioning their characters.
Teddy said that was Teddy.
I also
It was Teddy.
I also like the fact that the
It was
comparisons.
Paige that was saying the
Yeah, he started it.
I also
Yeah.
like the fact that the comparisons between the two of them has been so vast that would be sort of a moment of the night. That nod, that simplistic nod, and then her walking off and winning her match.
I think that would make the
think
year.
Exactly.
That would make the year.
That would.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now I want it. I want it.
I have a question. Who do you think is going to win the women's tag team titles?
Damn. Can I please answer for Patrick Nelson? I feel like I have to.
Patrick loves those comments. I mean, just as soon as you said that, I got a whole bunch of hearts on here. But Sonny should go first. Who's going to win the women's tag team titles?
You know what? I just want to say, if Teddy was here, he would have said Leo Rush and anyone else.
He said Leo Rush and Pat. He said Leo Rush and Leo Rush and Pat Patterson.
Oh shit!
Soon as you said that, Leo Rush and Pat Patterson.
Damn.
Wait. There was like someone who won like the women's title in like '99.
Satina Morella.
Harvey Whippleman.
Oh, okay.
Satina Morella. All right. My pick for what is that?
Lower that a bit. Lower that a bit.
Okay.
My pick for the first women's tag team championship title holders, I would have to say, damn man, that's kind of rough. But you know what? I kind of like the chase, so I think it should be a combination of Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, or Ruby Riott and
Sarah Logan.
Sarah Logan.
Sarah.
Okay.
It's just or even do the Freebirds rule with them.
Absolution.
No.
I'm going Nia Jackson.
So you know what? Actually, you know what?
Nia Jax and Tamina.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
That's
Be a dominant tag team.
Yes.
Oh no.
and that's
Female authors of pain.
You know what? The fact. So you know what? I'm gonna change my pick. Hold on. I'm gonna change my pick, and this is the reason why. Tamina and Nia Jax, and I said this a long time ago. The female Wild Samoans.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I said that.
Yes!
No, it's yes.
Yes!
No, it's yup.
It's yup.
Yup!
Chris, who do you want to have?
Well, besides Leo Rush and Pat Patterson, we got one vote for Sasha Banks.
Wait.
We got one vote for Sasha Banks and Bailey. Another one for Boston Hug Connection. That was Patrick. Another vote for Boston Hug Connection. That was Patrick.
How many times? Patrick, you only vote once.
And Sarah Logan is a team all by herself. That was coming from Teddy. I'm going to have to go ahead and I'm agree with Tamina and Nia Jax.
Yeah!
Nia Jax is one of your biggest heels in wrestling right now, and I agree with Sonny. The money is in the chase, and the Boss and Hug Connection are going to eventually win the titles, but they have to chase them in order for it to be a bigger impact on it. So, without a doubt, to me, it's Nia Jax and Tamina. It will definitely not be the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot needs to go after the women's title.
Yeah.
In the words of Teddy, I'll allow it.
That's
Sonny. How dare you?
That's actually me.
It won't.
Trust me, we don't allow anything Sonny that Teddy does.
I allow everything that Teddy does.
Mandy and Sonya.
They won't be a team much longer.
So, April, how about you?
I definitely have Nia Jax and Tamina in mind, but I feel like before they even become champions, they need to do something with Nia, because I'm not liking, the gimmick that she's having. Tamina's already the strong silent type. We know she's gonna fuck you up no matter what. But they need to do something, Nia, with something with her, because they're making her a joke. They're just making her as I don't know. I'm not liking it. But I feel like if they just make her how she was in NXT, she was a heel. Bitches was scared of her. Now she's just looking at her oh, she's this big bitch and she's a joke. So if that's they bring back the NXT Nia with that irresistible force shit, those two they'll be phenomenal.
Okay. How about you, Stephane?
I'm gonna be the unpopular one at the table right now, because I can acknowledge the arguments that every one of you guys have made for Nia Jax and Tamina, and I'm going to do this solely for you, Patrick. I shit on you earlier, so I'm doing this just for you, and I think you said it in the comments twice. I'm going to pick the Boss and Hug Connection. I think when you have a championship, you have to bring as much relevance to it as possible. So with championship like the Universal Championship, having that relevance, but not because it's not on TV, I would say have champions that people can get behind and actually try and cheer for, and then take it off of them. That's my...
So in other words, it's because it's a new championship.
Exactly.
You think that
having popular superstars with it is gonna bring it more relevance. If you have it at the bottom, and I'm not taking nothing away from any of the in-ring talent that we've mentioned, having it at the lowest point, because Nia does need work, and so does Tamina. Putting it on Bailey and Sasha will give it the relevance it needs before they eventually lose it to that team.
So when you give it to, if that's the case, when you just give it to Alexa Bliss and...
Because Alexa Bliss,
and that's a question. That's a response from David. Who's shout out to David for taking care of the camera for us right now while we're doing this whole thing. But yeah, I'm sorry, Steph.
Who were the two that you mentioned? Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss and Mickie James.
Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. I think they're an on and off again tag team. They are not completely stable as a tag team. Do I think that they could combine? Yes and no. But I do believe that Alexa Bliss, now that she's back off of injury, is going to go right back into the title picture. I do see her doing that. I don't see her coming back and going for tag team championships. She's always been on the main event,
no
matter where she's been.
She's got a neck problem. So when you think they just make her do what the same thing when you're doing a Sheamus?
I mean, it's possible, so I see your point, but I do think that if she has a great showing tomorrow night, which she is in the Women's Royal Rumble, they're going to push her directly back into where she was, the positioning that she was, and that's the main event. Alexa's not built for the mid-card. And those tag titles would be a mid-card championship. And I'm not going to, I don't think that's an unpopular debate. They're not going to be main titles. So I do see Alexa going back towards the women's championship at some point this year.
I gotta agree with that.
I actually, it does make sense, and also in the fact that you can also do more publicity wise as well. So
I have one more question. Now,
David, another question for David.
now, she's like overrated. She hasn't been on TV for the longest. After she broke up with Worldwide, what do you think about Dana Brooks? What do you think about her?
I think Dana Brooke has a future in AEW or any kind of independent promotion to hone her skills before coming back to WWE, but she needs to be retired.
Wait, did you just say Dana Brooke?
Dana Brooke.
See, look, you forgot about
Dana Brooke was just on TV the other day.
No, but
She
like
was.
fighting wise,
She
like,
was looking at
ring-wise.
EC3, but she needs to go. She don't need to have
They're
a job.
not. They're not really using her, and whatever she's in a match is just so irrelevant.
I mean, I feel like she's botched a lot.
Yeah.
I think she can improve on the indies. I think she needs some time. Or go send her back to NXT.
Very true. But I mean, I don't see anybody really going back to NXT like that. I mean,
that's true. That's true, too.
You know, there was, who was it that's actually gone back to NXT? Nobody, right?
Tyson Kidd.
Tyson
Kidd.
But he went back to NXT after being on the main roster?
Well,
Oh.
as I tell people all the time, main roster pay is different from NXT pay, so it's kind of hard to demote
And then,
somebody
like,
to NXT.
recently, Tyler Breeze had like a one-off against Ricochet on NXT. Like,
that was a one-off.
That's a one-off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Seth Rollins coming because I heard you say Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came to build a feud with Triple H. That's the only reason why he was at Takeover.
Yeah, I mean, you can't
So
really
that
count
wasn't-
He's talking about
Exactly.
consistency.
I said
Yeah.
he crashed the party. I
did,
said he
he
crashed
did.
the party.
Let me get some Teddy comments out here. Naya's
Oh, God.
505 live.
Oh my God.
Alexa,
Be nice.
Wait. Before you continue,
Go ahead.
the following comments are those of Teddy's, and they do not represent the comments or thoughts or opinions of Yep, I Like Wrestling. Please continue.
Correct. Alexa is built for Baby Gap.
Oh my God.
Yo, Teddy!
Be nice.
Yeah, honestly, I'll allow it.
Damn.
Yo.
I think Dana Brooke has a future at Macy's. I have.
In the perfume section.
I agree. I have a question for pretty much everybody here. George says, in case you didn't know, you lived on a rock for the last 5 months. The Women's Tag Team Championships will be on Raw and SmackDown Live. So this goes back to something I heard on the Yep, I Like Wrestling podcast this morning. Sonny thinks that the WWE brand split is going to
Say
go.
that 5 times fast.
WWE brand split is going to go away. Now, is everybody happy with that decision if WWE brand split ends?
No.
Not necessarily.
No.
I'm not happy with it. You think
No.
it's happening?
Now.
You don't think it's
Not
happening?
right now.
It's
Yeah.
too soon.
No, in fact, they need
way
to break
too
it up
soon.
again and have Raw and SmackDown individual pay-per-views like they were doing.
I completely agree with that.
That was too much.
They're not going to do that.
It was too much.
They actually need a Universal Champion that's going to show up.
They
at the
don't.
Raw pay-per-view.
Finn Balor.
They could split the pay-per-view.
Thank you.
Have it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We need
All right.
not 5.5 hours.
Too many people talking at once.
Sonny is often drunk. Believe nothing he says. I hate to see it. I think their brand is too, as a whole, is too large in order for them to. I don't want to see the same match on Raw and SmackDown. Andrade versus Ray was good 2 weeks in a row. I don't need to see it on SmackDown, then Raw, then SmackDown again, and then culminate at the pay-per-view. That's just too much. That's
And
overkill.
205.
And 205.
That sounds so like 20.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
and
too much.
It will happen again, but I do believe, as much as it bothers me, I have to agree with Sonny. I think the brand split is going away, and just because of the Women's Tag Team Championship, and if you really look at the fact that Vince McMahon is always on Raw and SmackDown, same thing with Triple H and Shane McMahon. So it's pretty much the seeds are planted that they are going to end the brand split very soon. There will be a shakeup.
The TV deals.
We'll see.
They need to let some people go.
No, it's
Revival
the
needs to go
TV
bye-bye.
deals now.
Yeah, they have TV deals.
Just to answer
Because
George's
Fox
question,
wants
there
SmackDown
was
to be a wrestling show.
just to answer George's question. There was an interview with Triple H, and Triple H said that they're going to do something where they're trying to blend every single brand. So it's basically like the territory system all over again, but it said it's going to be NXT over here, NXT over there, but everybody's going to be on everything. So you can see that the WWE champion on NXT UK and the UK United Kingdom champion on 205 Live. And
How long do you see that?
I mean,
It's less special
I
that
mean,
way.
it is less special in
They might
my
as well
opinion.
cut
I
there's a
don't.
whole roster out there.
Shout out to frequent flyer mileage.
I heard that Andrade is going to become a face.
Don't say it.
Did anybody else have a question or a comment or anything?
I actually have
Beautiful question.
I have a question, and this is actually regarding the women's tag team titles.
Jesus.
Who do you think would be a wild card team that like no one's really talking about as who would be the first ever women's tag team
The
champion?
Iconics.
Yeah,
Iconics.
Iconics.
Got it all the way.
Yeah.
That would be too random.
You have a beautiful question for us, Cannon. What do we have?
All right. So, how do you feel about where we had ECW and WCW invade WWE, whereas NXT and 205 Live invade SmackDown and Raw?
That would be amazing. That would be an incredible.
How would you feel about that?
That would be
I'll
incredible.
be excited.
Having all those
All
potential,
over again.
exactly, all those potential matchups, all those potential people that you're not seen in a ring together. The possible rub that the NXT roster and the 205 roster could get from the main roster, I think that's a match made in heaven. I think that there could be some really interesting storylines built off of that. So I'm looking forward to it. If they do that, I'm all for it. I don't think that anybody would be against something like that.
We need something different
Teddy
anyways.
says
An
book it.
invasion, so to
Yes.
speak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
If
that.
it's booked well. If it's booked
Yeah,
well.
I think it would be the invasion booked right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to read this comment, Teddy. I'm not.
No, do it. Do
Do
it.
you have an opinion on that?
No, I definitely agree. You know, like they keep saying we need something different, so I would just love just to see a random pay-per-view and then it ends and then all these motherfuckers just come in and do it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that.
Chris, you have an opinion on that?
What do you
Honestly
think?
speaking, I don't need to see 205 Live guys come in and get Suplex City by Brock Lesnar.
Like
I mean,
Ricochet.
just,
It's not going to be here that much longer.
I actually.
Cedric Alexander leading the helm. Are you serious?
Cedric Alexander leading against the almighty Bobby Lashley. I
Oh
mean,
God! No!
So Braun Strowman to come out.
Leo Rush the waging.
I have a solution for that. I have your man, bask in my glory. Keep Lee. Solution to that problem.
Okay.
That's all about.
Go ahead, Sonny.
He's insisting that you say this.
I know, see.
My opinion on this is
He's an ass.
honestly, I don't like the idea of 205 Live and NXT doing an actual invasion, but I do like the idea of a faction being comprised of members of both shows doing an invasion. Because the thing is, I don't like the idea of the brands doing it. I think you could get more story out of having a faction combined from those two brands doing an invasion, and then all of a sudden they're in the middle and they're like a outsider loner type of pack because they're fighting with the Raw and SmackDown brands, but then also they gotta get shit from the other people on 205 as well as NXT because they're fucking up their flow to get to the main roster. So it's almost like you could kind of book it as this renegade faction, and you can even include some people from the main roster that they're just like being a gang that's just taking people out on each brand. And you add women onto it, like George just said, and you could make it a layered thing where there's infighting within the brands because of it. Think of it as NWO.
NWO, that's what I was thinking.
Split an NWO that's truly in 4 different brands, making it Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and 205 Live, and those bullies on that NWO brand actually jumping around to each show, fucking people up.
I'm with it.
Kind of sound like maybe like I think the Radicals like in early '99, 2000.
Kind of like the Radicals, yeah.
Radicals came out in January 2000.
Ooh.
Gay for facts.
Shout out to your knowledge.
Nostradamus has struck again.
Okay.
All right.
All
So,
right.
I guess we're good. This was a fun time. I want to thank everybody that's stood around, hanging out, watching us. David, if you get a shot at everybody, thank you everybody for sticking around with us. We got
Sonny, edit that, please. Clearly, just edit that. One bit out, and it'll be perfect shot.
real quick. Can I get the co-founder of Yep I Like Wrestling in the shots and
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want everybody
Ask a question, Kirby.
I would actually like to know what do you
Ask a
think.
question. Let's ask a question.
Trying to see if I can ask a question that wasn't asked.
No, we don't like.
If anything, I would like to know like your opinion on all this.
Oh, everything you guys are doing?
No, like with the pay-per-view, everything we're talking about, like just little things.
My opinion, I think Seth Rollins is winning the Royal Rumble.
Hey.
I think Charlotte is winning the Royal Rumble. And if she doesn't, that means Charlotte and Becky Lynch are going to win, and they're going to repeat 1994 with Bret Hart and Lex Luger as well.
That's a hot take. I've been
take.
saying this since TLC.
And that's a hot take. And with that.
And I think no matter what happens tomorrow at the Royal Rumble, wrestling fans are going to complain on Monday.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
We're fickle.
I have to read this. Teddy has a question. He wants to know who's the best co-host of Yep, I Like Wrestling podcast.
Wow.
Me, Teddy.
I mean, you on like every other month, so.
I don't know. He gave me a shot at the Intercontinental Championship.
Yo,
so
man,
I don't know.
what the hell's your problem?
I mean, they got to figure out a way to get that.
You know what? That question is irrelevant. That question, I'm gonna edit it out. I know it's live, but it's gonna get edited out. Don't worry about it.
You heard it from Vinnie Mac.
Yeah. All right.
So he's going in today.
Really is like he's had like 90 comments.
I love it.
I want to know how.
I would say Teddy, but Teddy is not here, so I'm going to have to go with the person
Has
who's
anyone
here.
asked Teddy about Ricochet losing the title tonight?
Oh, yeah,
No, he
Ricochet.
said Ricochet can get the deal with him anytime, so he's already.
No, but he never addressed the loss of Ricochet.
Actually, I got a response of the loss. I texted him a Bitmoji that's me going, and all he said is, and all he replied was, "It happens." Meanwhile, I know your man. I'm supposed to be like,
Of course, I take the D train.
hey, you just wrote, "It happens."
He was sliding and then it just slowed down.
He slid into a crash.
Who does Teddy hate more?
Oh,
Tessa
Sonny,
Blanchard or Johnny Gargano?
Jesus.
Oh, Sonny, bye.
Who does he hate more?
Kervin asked Teddy. Kervin asked you, who do you hate more, Tessa Blanchard or Johnny Gargano?
Oh, yeah. That's a great question.
I want to rant on this.
To Teddy, since you're commenting like crazy, who do you hate more, Tessa Blanchard or Johnny Gargano?
Why does he hate Tessa Blanchard so much?
Because she's a Ricochet. She's a Ricochet.
She Ricochet broke up. She's with a wrestler called Daga now. He is with
Casey.
Catanazzo?
So yeah.
What?
All right, so out of those three,
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's not going after Casey.
He said Ruby Riott.
and with that said, we're gonna put a pin in this.
It quickly gets out of hand. So
thank you for joining us. This was a fun time with the Unpopular Review guys, as well as April sitting in and hanging out with us. This is a simulcast of the Yep, I Like Wrestling podcast, as well as an episode of
Unpopular Reviews, powered by Yep, I Like Wrestling.
Love it.
Yes. So,
Yes.
We are we are YEP.
Yeah.
ILW.
Yep, we are.
I love it.
Yep, we are. On behalf of this episode, my name is Sonny Sofrito, and today I was joined by
the executive consultant of Unpopular Reviews, Chris.
And I was also joined today by
the administrator, Stephane Duviella. I got that right finally. There's something, forgot that.
I can't hear you.
I got it. You can't hear me. Because we're handing you a phone, you can't hear me.
And finally, we were joined today by the
Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. This is April. You heard.
So I already know.
Right.
He's so passionate about it.
And we're also joined by the dude that wouldn't stop talking over here. But seriously, thank you, everybody. Thank you for staying around. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking with us and doing this thing. And we'll see you soon. We're going to do another one maybe tomorrow. So Royal Rumble, Sunday. We're going to have fun. Jack Demsey's bar. We're going to be doing a raffle. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. Food specials, drink specials. Just come through. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Raffle.
$5 yep shots.
Raffle.
Yep shots.
Belt. Hopefully, I'll get the Intercontinental Championship this time.
Boo!
Boom! Boom!
Inside.
One of the Lone Wolves got to get it.
Yo,